what are the different types of articles that one can write. So one of the simplest ways is to write a how-to article. How to do X, how to do Y, how to do Z. Now you have to choose your interest area. Okay, if you want to say corporate or intellectual property, now you want to say how to do what. How, so I'll give you an example. How can a filmmaker how can a filmmaker finance his film and different legal contracts required for an independent filmmaker to finance film. So how to finance your film for independent filmmakers. That's the how to article. Okay, how to set up an export business in India. How to set up a manufacturing business in India. How to uh, how to optimize tax implication for founder salaries, right? So you have to think of how to, and then you have to think of what is a problem statement that I can address for a client. How to initiate dispute resolution proceedings under a contract. What to do if there is a dispute, best practices for clients. This is like a how-to article, but slightly different. So you can have a how-to, you can have a what to do if X happens. Okay, or other way around, what not to do. And you can have 5 things to watch out for or 5 things not to do when you negotiate your end agreement. Okay, 5 things to watch out for when this happens. 5 things not to do when an FIR is filed against you and you are named again as the accused. Okay, so these are some examples. So what to do when X happens, then list articles are very, very useful. So think of any article, any topic, and then think of, you can think of numbers 3, 5, 7, 10, anything, okay? 10 points to negotiate in a lease agreement. 10 pointers to watch out for while drafting dash agreement for founder's perspective. 5 clauses to negotiate when you draft an executive employment agreement for an employee's perspective, from an employee's perspective. Founder's perspective on negotiating investment agreements. 10 pointers to watch out. More examples. 5 questions to ask your lawyer when dash. 5 clauses to negotiate while executing dash agreement. 5 problems to watch out for when dash. So that is the situation that you can write after the dash. Think of a service that is being offered that you have in mind. Clear service, okay? Then think of what is the target audience. It could be, target audience means tenant, lessor, employer, employee, investor, investee. Okay, that's a target audience. Startup founder, CEO, CFO, okay, broker. These are target audiences. Think of a service, think of a target audience, and now go one step forward and forget about the service. Now think of the pain point from the perspective of the target audience that is being solved. 5 clauses in the new. Okay, so here the Consumer Protection Act has provisions, right? So what 5 things businesses need to know, or 5 points consumer facing businesses need to know under the Consumer Protection Act. So important thing here is to identify that once you get to the problem and the topic, then the writing part is important. What you will realize is that if you're, so like Kanika said, okay, Kanika is helping people identify the right kind of arbitrator. Okay, but the pain point is not just that, it is a part of making a dispute resolution clause under the contract work. So you have to go from there, okay? And that means that people may have 2, 3, 4 other questions around that pain point. That why does my dispute resolution clause not work? Okay, then she has to deal with that. Even though she is interested in giving an advice on how to select an arbitrator, the important thing here is going to be how to make a dispute resolution clause work. Right? Again, impartiality of arbitrator is inside that, right? 5 things to make sure that your arbitration works out for you, or that your dispute resolution clause works out. Then you will say ABCD, that make sure the arbitrators have the right set of skills. Okay, make sure that these tests are qualified so that the arbitrator is impartial. Okay, this kind of article, if you write, will help you get what kind of work? Mostly dispute initiation work. Okay, rarely contract review work, mostly dispute initiation, like pre-arbitration and arbitration related work. That is what you can get. People may ask you for advice on how to resolve disputes when there's an arbitration clause, if you've written a lot about this. Okay, then the next part is going to be, you'll need to look at, no matter how good you are, there will be times when you will look at pain points afresh, which means you know one part of the article, and now you've chosen a blockbuster topic and you realize that you only know 20% of the article off the top of your head, and for the remaining 80% you may need to search. So that means that all your time scheduling and budgeting goes off, because you have to freshly research and understand things. That's okay. Okay, and like, what you will need to do then is prepare a new structure and figure out that balance 80%. So the next step is to get to the structure, frame 5 questions worth writing about, research into them, and then write those. Sometimes you may realize that there is a knowledge component that is missing. Okay, feel free to look at additional courses that can quickly impart that knowledge in that new area, because that's when one realizes that if I develop my knowledge fully around this, then I can write 10 more articles and get more queries. Okay, and that kind of becomes worth it then. So that's one way. Okay, but what you need to keep in mind is that the topic may require you to go much more outside your current view of your legal services, and that's great. That's how writing makes you want to expand your legal knowledge, and that's how it benefits in your services also. By the way, all the stuff you write, you will be able to use it in client conversations. If somebody is talking to you on the phone and they ask a question about which you've written an article, you will be able to answer it in a very simple and conversational manner. So just be prepared to expand the scope of your research, because the moment you think of a client's pain point, it can be fluid. Okay, and to that extent, your service needs to keep expanding, your learning needs to keep expanding. Then the question is about where to post. But anybody has a question of how fast to write. So you would target writing an article in under 5 hours. If you've worked on an issue a lot and you know more than 60-70% of the article, write it in 2 to 3 hours. Okay, if something is written from scratch, 5 hours stops. How long? 1500 words. Okay, where to post? Many places are there. Your own blog on your website, you can build a website through Wix, or you can send for posting on blog.ipleaders.in in your own name as a guest post. You can share after posting it. Don't post the same thing on 2-3 places, because Google has a way of indexing and ranking. So what you should do is, after you post on one site, then you can use a short excerpt or a short summary you can write freshly, and then share the article on your LinkedIn. You can also excerpt parts of the article and directly post it on your LinkedIn without the link to the article. Okay, that will get a lot more visibility within LinkedIn of what you have written. You want to say that how to figure out if your force majeure clause is covers COVID. Okay, that a client can read and understand. What happens when in that article you can write different kinds of language of force majeure clauses. Then you can write about how to validly claim a force majeure event. And then you can write about whether technical requirements of how to claim the force majeure, and when the timeline by which you should invoke it, all of that, whether it's binding. Okay, and then you can say what to do if the other side does not accept your argument, and whether that leads to a invocation of force majeure clause, whether that leads to a suspension of obligations or a release. Okay, and then you can also classify this based on 10 different types of contracts. and how a force majeure clause would impact those. So you can basically write a whole 10,000 word document on force majeure. But this is not a theory document. You will think of 10 most common kinds of contracts. You will think of 2, 3 popular types of wording of force majeure. Then you will write what are the implications of each clause on each type of contract. Okay, it's not importance, huh? It is about the pain point. Pain point is not importance. We are talking from a lawyer perspective. Go to a client perspective. So how to use a force majeure clause to save money? How to use a force majeure clause? How to find out whether your contracts are COVID safe? Okay. Will incoming queries pertain to the articles you write? So this is a very important question. Clients will love your articles and they may ask you for services which are not related to the topic of the article. Then you will find yourself to be at a loss that I've researched so much on this and now the question is entirely different. And then you may feel that I don't specialize in. So remember that a lot of times the queries will be on different subjects and the incoming potential client may use the articles that you have written as a preliminary indicator to build trust. Okay, so the article does not convert. It leads to an incoming client query. They will ask you some questions and you will independently have to send proposals out, okay, to give them a scope of services, give them a quote, all of that. So that's a separate parallel exercise. This work of writing and sharing articles will only initially get you traction. Okay, where to post now? Also remember, do you use Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups if you are creating an interest group. In WhatsApp, you can create broadcast lists also, right? So use those to have a community where you can share your insights. Okay. If you are running a commercial venture, then if you are running a commercial venture or offering a commercial service, others may, and you join somebody else's group where the admin is also running a commercial service, there may be a problem if you promote yourself. But you can promote your articles as an academic pieces, say that I've written this and this might be of use to you. Then it's fine. So be appropriate when you post in somebody else's group. If in a group you're the admin, then of course you will have way more freedom to post. Okay, so therefore be open to creating your own groups and communities.